Hey, happy 420, everybody. I made it. I'm here on time. I'm sparking this sucker up. Let me fix this chat here. Switch it over to live chat. There we go. I'm going to increase the size so I can actually read it. There we go. That's all fixed. Hello, hello, everybody. It's another Saturday. It's 420. Well, 421 now. Let me get my shit together here. I gotta find my glasses so I can read what I wrote. Where are they? Here they are. Thought I'd just cough a bunch. Anyway, it's Saturday once again. We have a beautiful day here in Custard Park. We had a bunch of rain this morning, so it's cooled off. We've been in the 90s for a couple of weeks. So it's kind of nice to have a little relief. First rain we've had in a couple of weeks, too. So this is really quite an improvement. I'm kind of glad to see it happening. We could use the rain, that's for sure. My lawn was totally browned out. So it's back. And my nose is running as usual. Let me just give it a blow here. There. Well, no news is good news. Unfortunately, I don't have any good news. The Supreme Court did. They went ahead and fucked with Roe v. Wade. Justice Alito wrote the final opinion. Chief Justice John Roberts was opposed to completely overturn Roe v. Wade, arguing that the court should limit, but not yet overturn it. Unfortunately, he was outvoted by the other conservative justices. The opinion is written in Alito's usual snide tone, frequently referring to abortion providers as abortionists, and rests on a conservative theory that limits which rights are protected by the Constitution. Constitution makes no reference to abortion, and no such right is implicitly protected by any constitutional provision, is what he wrote. If it is not explicitly mentioned in the Constitution, it must be deeply rooted in the nation's history and tradition and implicit in the concept of ordered liberty. He wrote that too. Much of Alito's account of history is dubious. The Roe opinion itself argued that under English common law, which still forms the basis for much U.S. law, abortion performed under the first movement is performed before first movement is detected, usually the 16th to 18th week, was not an indictable offense. So there's no considerable historical evidence that a right to an abortion during this period is indeed deeply rooted in U.S. legal history and tradition. Abortion will soon be illegal in 18 states and will be banned very early in pregnancy and at least 4 more. We're on the verge of Handmaid's Tale here, folks. This is the worst thing that could happen. There are no laws governing what a man can or cannot do with a body. There's no reason why any woman's rights should be, any law should govern what a woman can do with her body. That's just absurd. Okay. So another poor decision made by the Supreme Court recently has to do with invalidating New York's proper cause law with regard to concealed carry of a handgun. Hey, Stoney, welcome aboard. I was just talking about Roe v. Wade, and now the Supreme Court has also overturned New York's proper cause law when it comes to carrying a handgun. They had a law in New York where you had to have proper cause in order to carry a handgun. You had to have a reason. Got a black man that can't stand blacks and a woman who doesn't care about women. Yes. What the hell's going on here, right? Anyway, you used to have to, you had to have a reason to carry a concealed weapon in New York. Now you don't need a reason. Thanks to Clarence Thomas. He wrote, New York's requirement violates the 14th Amendment in that it prevents law-abiding citizens with ordinary self-defense needs from exercising their right to keep and bear arms. Justice Stephen Breyer wrote a dissenting opinion that 45,222 Americans were killed by firearms in 2020. Now, can you believe that? I had no idea that many people were killed by firearms in the United States in 2020. Over 45,000. Okay, we gotta stop shooting each other. This is fucking ridiculous. Anyway, he went on to say that gun violence has surpassed motor vehicle crashes as the leading cause of death among children and adolescents. Yeah. With Congress on the verge of passing gun safety laws, it seems to be the wrong time for such an opinion, you know. I don't know what the fuck the Supreme Court's up to. People are nuts. So the January 6th committee sent a letter to Clarence Thomas's wife, Ginny, and asked her if she'd like to talk to them. And she said yes. She wants to go before the fucking committee and talk. Are you ready for that? A baby drowns in a 5-gallon bucket. You see warnings on every bucket. Oh, see, I thought that was don't puke in this bucket. Ignorance is bliss, yeah. So, yeah, she says she wants to set the record straight, and she's going to speak to the committee. So we'll see what happens. So this guy, Alex Holder, who's a British documentarian, made a film. And the January 6th committee subpoenaed him and his film. Yeah, money in politics, yes. Well, it's all Mitch McConnell's fault. Okay, when he got corporations. He got corporations made as people. Okay, they're now considered people. They have the same rights as people. And when that happened, we got fucked. Okay. Anyway, this guy, Alex Holder, is a British documentarian. And he He was filming the Trumps during the last 6 weeks of the 2020 election, and he's got footage of interviews with Trump and his kids and other higher ups in the Trump administration during those days, and also unseen footage of the January 6th riots. And he turned over all this film to the January 6th committee. And much of this was to the surprise of the Trumps and his people. And they didn't know he was even filming a documentary for the most part. So he's got some interesting stuff that he's turning over to them. So does he really? Wouldn't surprise me any. Steve McGraw, the director of the Texas Department of Public Safety, testified Tuesday that law enforcement officers at the Robb Elementary School in Uvalde had enough resources to stop the gunman just 3 minutes after he entered the building. Okay. McGraw placed the blame on squarely on the shoulders of Police Chief Peter Arredondo, who was the on-scene commander. It was all his fault, according to this guy, Steve McGraw. So first responders arrived at the shootings as the shooting started, and had acquired bulletproof shields and assault rifles shortly thereafter, but waited more than an hour to enter the building due to orders given by Arredondo. Arredondo, in an interview with the Texas Tribune, said he never considered himself the incident commander, but did everything he could to save the lives was mostly hindered by a door he didn't have a key to. That's interesting because he's the chief, but he didn't think he was in charge. Okay. Now I don't know how that could be. If you're the chief, how you don't consider yourself in charge. Okay. It seems to me you're in charge. You're the chief, right? How do you not consider yourself in charge? And if he wasn't in charge, how could he give the command not to go in? Okay. I mean, he gave a command. Obviously, you're in charge if you're giving commands. Am I wrong? So, and this door he didn't have a key to, camera footage shows that the door wasn't locked. So the door he didn't have a key to wasn't locked to begin with. So that's a pretty fucking lame excuse. So yeah, guns are really cool until someone shoots back. Exactly. But this guy should not keep his job. Okay. That's where the penis is missing. Yeah. These guys might have had a penis. They didn't have any balls, that's for sure. I got to let the dog in. Heidi's out there barking like crazy. Give me a second here. I got more news. Just give me a sec. Crazy thing. What's making all that noise for? Just because you want to come in? No excuse. Here, have a cookie. Now go leave me alone. Hey, Buster, you want a cookie? Here you go, boy. Okay. Did a straight up hate video on Instagram. Who let the dog in? I did. Gangrene celebrating. Okay. So, wow. The weed of the week is Rebel Sour. And I should be smoking it. It's a sativa dominant hybrid. And it's 21.99% THC. Is it sour? Yeah, it is. It's kind of like a foot. So, Carrie Lake, the Trump gubernatorial candidate for Arizona, tweeted that drag queens are a danger to kids. So last Saturday, Rick Stevens performs under the name Barbara Seville, posted an Instagram that he had performed at Carrie's birthday, performed in her home with children present, performed for her in some of the sleaziest bars in Phoenix. She has come to many parties. Carrie has come to many of her parties, many of his parties, excuse me, and has been asked to leave because they thought she was too intoxicated to read. He performed as Marilyn Monroe for her daughter when she was 9 or 10 years old. He also posted, what's this? Oh, he also posted photos of himself with Carrie while he was in drag. And he posted private messages from Carrie as well. So apparently, she's pretty intimate with drag queens. I mean, one of the private messages was that she found a roommate for him. So, I mean, they're pretty intimately friendly. So, with Marilyn voice, yes. Happy birthday. Yeah, well, so this is, drag queens are a danger to kids, but she didn't seem to have a problem with it. Okay, until she became a Trumper. So I thought this interesting, but that's all the news. That's all the news I got. UP should work for Saturday Night Live and give up on politics. Yes. Only thing is that their skits are real. That stuff is sour. You got sunshine? Well, I got news. We had rain. We haven't had rain in weeks. And today we got rain. Rain this morning, a lot. And I'm so glad. We're supposed to get some more later. We haven't had rain in weeks. My lawn's all brown. Farmers will love this because I'm telling you, we've been really dry and hot. You know, we've been in the 90s for 2 weeks. So, in upper 90s for a few days even. So, Excuse me. Yeah, that's sour. It's got a lot of cough in it. From wet and 50 to 85 and hot. Oh, wow. So we did the opposite. Of course, we're supposed. It was 61 and raining when I went out this morning, but we're supposed to get up to 88 today. Still. So let me see what the temperature is now. 80. It's 80 now, but let's see what the humidity is. 63%. So you're going to hit 100 again this season? Well, we came close. We had 99. So felt like 106. So yeah, we're gonna, and that was in June. We don't usually get that kind of weather in June. July, August maybe, but so we still got more heat coming. Our hot season hasn't gotten here yet. So I harvested my cherry train haze. So you have a heat advisory. Oh, I hate those. I harvested my cherry train haze. It's hanging in my tent. Yeah. And I got, what have I got? 6 other plants going. I got Gorilla Glue, which is doing great guns. And then I have 2 cheese plants. I don't know, cheese something or other. That I got from my buddy John, the military dude down the road. And I also got a plant from his Scout's Prayer. And then I got 2, I don't know what kind of cheese this is. I got it written down somewhere. And then I got 2, it'll come to me, Holy Grails. I got 2 Holy Grails coming up too. They're doing great. So once I get the cherry train haze, I got it hanging in my tent right now. In one, I got it drying in there. So once I get that out of there, I'll move the Gorilla Glue. Because the Gorilla Glue is way ahead of the other 5 plants by about 4 weeks or so. So I figured I'd move that into the tent by itself and then let the others go in the other tent because they're all the same age. So I figured I'd leave those 5 go in one tent. The super glue. I mean the what did I say it was? Gorilla Glue. Put that in a tent by itself. Oh, you got it going. Yeah, my bestie's got 2 big tents, and they got a whole bunch of shit going. I shouldn't say that because she's not supposed to have a whole bunch of shit going. But Panther Fist, ooh, yeah. I'm glad my buddy John's got some different strains and other people around here, so I can get some seeds from him. So he's got unbelievable grow going. He's got a above ground pool in his yard. He's growing in there so you can't see it from the road. So, because we're not supposed to do outdoor grows here. So he's growing them in his swimming pool. He's got a cop lives next door to him. So he's trying to be real discreet. Yeah, I thought so too. Put them in the pool. So, yeah, dog's coming over tomorrow. So, we plans from the shallow to the deep end. Yes. Yeah, exactly. He never uses a swimming pool anyway, so might as well grow plants in it. Grow plants in it, you know. I looks. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I let the little guy out. Come on, let's go outside. Come by the door. Yeah, I know. It's telling me I'm fading in and out, so hopefully have I stopped? Am I here? Do you see me? Did I stop doing that? Let me know if I'm stable now. Am I stable now? Talk to me, Stoney. Let me know. In and out. Oh, okay. Am I in now? Well, okay. Yeah, I don't know that I like this stuff. Tastes funny. So I wouldn't recommend it. Do some calisthenics. So I tell, okay. How's that? There you go. Did some sit down jump jacks. Yeah, this stuff is definitely sour. So I wasn't here last Saturday or the Saturday before. 2 Saturdays ago, I had a party to go to. My bestie's daughter's graduation party. So she leaves for the University of Arizona in August. So I walked up to her daughter and my bestie, and I said, Mrs. Spliffy's going to give you a card with $50 in it. I says, here's the $50 she wouldn't let me put in it. So gave her $100 for her graduation. She's a good kid. She doesn't drink or do drugs or anything. She goes out with her friends, and she's the designated driver, and she charges them. So she never drank and she's never done drugs. When she turned 18, she was going to go someplace where it would be legal for her to drink with some friends of hers. And then she decided she'd rather go somewhere with her mother where it would be legal for her to drink. And then when she turned 18, she decided she didn't want to go anywhere where it'd be legal for her to drink. So she still hasn't gotten drunk or done drugs in her 18 years. So I think that's pretty responsible of her. She's oh, okay. Well, get to those projects. Thanks for stopping in. And tune in Tuesday. I think I'll be there this time. I wasn't there this week. Take care of yourself, my man. Hey, you do too. So take care of you. We'll see you next time. So here I am. Anybody wants to join me? I'm just disjointed right now. So if you want to join me, here I am. Just going to sit here and chat. Stop by. Give me a talking to. I could use a good talking to about now. Where's Buds today? He usually stops in. Bubble wand. Dog. Whoops. Dropped the lighter. So that's funny about that Arizona gubernatorial candidate putting down drag queens when she's got a longtime friend who was a drag queen. I thought that was an interesting story. Anybody wants to hear that, I'll tell that story again. If anybody ever shows up. It doesn't look like anybody is. So, it looks like half my beard is missing. It's just an optical illusion because of the light. So, anybody? Somebody? Everybody? Nobody? Anybody? Have I got a buddy? And how come buddy is spelled with a U and not body? Like, hey, you're my body? Like everybody? How come we don't call each other body instead of buddy? I guess you wouldn't say, hey, you're my body. That makes sense. Never mind. Figured it out for myself. Guess I'm good at that. Looks like I'm going to have a short show today. Nobody else shows up to talk to me. Can't sit here and talk to myself all day. Can I? No, I can't. So, talk to me, somebody. Somebody show up and talk to me. So I get for not being here for 2 weeks, I guess. You don't show up for a couple of weeks, people forget you're here. They forget you exist. That's what happens. They figure, well, he must have died. He's an old man. He must have just dropped dead. You know, that's what they figure. He must have just kicked the bucket. After all, he is an old fart. around forever. How long can he last, right? After all, I've been on YouTube for 53, 54 years. Can't last forever. Right? That is correct. Can't last forever. So, I guess I won't. Nobody does. But unless somebody else stops in to talk to me, the show's not going to last forever either. Maybe I'll go 45 minutes. See if anybody else shows up. That's another 10 minutes. About enough time to finish this joint. If I can keep it lit. Didn't taste so bad. This is some lousy shit. This is Rebel Sour. And it tastes awful. So I don't recommend the Weed of the Week. It's called Rebel Sour. And 21.99% THC. It is a sativa dominant hybrid. And it tastes terrible. Okay? It's definitely sour. Got a really yucky taste. So I don't recommend it. Being Rebel Sour, if this is what they're smoking in the South, they can keep it. Okay? I don't recommend Rebel Sour. Not a good choice for Weed of the Week. Thank God I don't have to smoke it all week. Because it's terrible. Not a good one. So, Supreme Court stuck it to women, stuck it to people in New York. Not a good day. World's going to hell. We just stepped back in time 50 years. Makes no sense at all. Judge Alito and his cronies just took a giant step backwards. Ecocidal tendencies. How you doing today? Well, we're not poor. We're just disadvantaged because we have an archaic Supreme Court. You know, what can I say? How you doing? We're having a tough time today with women's rights being trodden on by the highest court in the land after 50 years of freedom. It's kind of a tough thing. You know, we have no laws in this land governing what a man can do with his body. But you really don't. Media is seriously misrepresenting Roe v. Wade. Well, it was weakened some years ago by the Supreme Court, but by Judge Alito in the Supreme Court. But it still gave women rights that have now been taken away. And we have 18 states that will immediately ban abortion, and 4 others that will make it a lot more difficult. So, and some that'll make it a crime. To even go somewhere else to get one. Excuse me, I have to let the doggies in. They're pounding at the door. Come on in, kids. Buster don't want a cookie. You just had one. You went out twice. So it's definitely a blow. I mean, and who knows what other rights be trodden on in the near future. I mean, this could just be the beginning. I know, did you watch the series The Handmaid's Tale? Because I think we're on the verge of that here. People will be escaping to, oh, naughty Nikki B, welcome aboard. Just talking about what a dark day it is in America today after yesterday's decision. To step back 50 years in time like this. And Judge Alito's misinterpretation of the law. You know, that's my leading story today. So all the Supremes did was give the right to an abortions back to local and state regulations. No state will outright ban abortion. Texas has never banned it. They set, albeit very stringent, yes, they will. There are 18 states that will outright ban abortion. Okay? I can even tell you what states those are if you like. There are 18 states that will outright ban abortion, and there are 4 other states that will restrict it extremely. Okay, I can give you a list of those states if you want to hear them. But there are 18 states that right now will outright ban abortion. No, it's not what CNN told me. I don't watch CNN. CNN is bullshit. I read my news. I don't watch it. I read it. Ooh, I got a text from my bestie. This I have to read. It's important. It always is important if it's my bestie. Oh. Yeah, she's all decked out. for Roe v. Wade. She has all their fixings together. Okay. The socket is the most overly blown out of proportion. No, it's not. It's very serious. And it's not overly blown out of proportion. It's as serious as they're making it seem to be. I was around before Roe v. Wade. Okay. I'll give you a list of those states. Let's see. Let's see. I saw them here. Um, uh, there's a chance that some states will even ban contraception. Okay. That's how weird this could get. Oh, I can't find the list now. It's in this story, but oh, here we go. Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, Idaho, Kentucky, Louisiana, Michigan, Mississippi, Missouri, North Dakota, Oklahoma, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. Okay. Oh, wait. Woman with 3 children suing a Texas state attorney. It only became a federal Supreme Court issue because it violates a person's constitutional right to privacy. I understand, but I mean, it's going to mean in these states, it means even women who were raped won't be able to get an abortion, okay? Or victims of incest, okay? I mean, those are the states, and then there's 4 other states that'll have that'll be so restrictive. After the 6th week, That would be Georgia, Iowa, Ohio, and South Carolina. That's 22 out of 50. Tell me the current state laws and how they will change in each of those states. Well, no, I can't. I mean, I don't have that information available to me right now, but I'm sure I could find it out. I mean, for one thing, I can tell you one thing. I can tell you that the state of Missouri right now has only one abortion clinic. Okay. People from Missouri are coming to Illinois to get abortions. We're a sanctuary state for abortions. Okay. We've proclaimed ourselves a sanctuary state for abortions. Okay. We're telling people in Missouri, come on over here. You can't get an abortion in your own state, come here. They have one fucking abortion clinic in the state of Missouri. In the entire fucking state. Now tell me they won't close that right now. Because they can. Hey, I'm just telling you, this is not a rumor. It's going to happen. You watch. It's going to happen in Missouri. I'm certain of it. They're going to close that one fucking clinic. I mean, people are coming to Illinois now because they can't get into that one fucking clinic. Okay. So, I mean, I'm certain it's going to happen. I mean, I have no doubt. So, they're not erroneous rumors. It'll happen. I've no question in my mind it's going to happen. So, I mean, they're all these states are so restrictive already that I'm no doubt they're going to jump on that fucking bandwagon. You know, it's just going to happen. 12 of the smartest people in all of the USA made this decision for we the people. You're telling the world they are morons? Yes. Yes, I am. First of all, 65% of the people in this country didn't want that to happen. So how they're not representing we the people. Okay? So if they're representing we the people, they're not doing that. So I mean, it's just that simple. Okay? You know, if they're supposed to be representing us, then they should represent us, not their own opinions. I mean, the last 4 people to put on the Supreme Court were put there to do precisely this. Okay, and they lied in their depositions when they were sworn in. Okay, when they were questioned over over being placed on the Supreme Court, they lied about this very question. Trump would have never let. Trump is the one who put these people on the court. The last 2 people he put on the Supreme Court was for this very reason. It's not a liberal Supreme Court. This is a very conservative Supreme Court. Extremely conservative. It's an extremely conservative Supreme Court. The last 2 justices were put on the Supreme Court in order to overturn Roe v. Wade, and they lied. They lied under oath. Okay, that they wouldn't do this. This is the most conservative Supreme Court we have ever had. Okay. The liberals on the Supreme Court are that outnumbered. So this is a tragic thing. Roe v. Wade was a victory 50 years ago, believe me. And the religious right didn't even get involved in all of this until years after Roe v. Wade was passed. Okay. And it was for political reasons and no other reason. They didn't give a shit about abortion for years. The religious right never even got involved. They didn't give a shit, okay, until it became a political issue. It was never an issue at all till it was a political issue, okay. Didn't become a political issue till 1980. What was the victory? The victory was women's rights. Okay. That was the victory. Women's rights. Okay. Control over their own bodies without men stepping in telling what they had to fucking do with it. Okay. That was the victory. Women's rights. Men not dictating what they could or could not do. So it wasn't until 1980 that abortion became a religious issue. Okay. And it didn't become a religious issue until it became a political issue. Okay. Prior to 1980, it was not a political issue, nor was it a religious issue. I understand what you're saying, but it gave women rights that they never had before. All of a sudden, men weren't dictating what women could do with their bodies. Okay? That was the difference that Roe v. Wade made. I understand it was a right to privacy issue, but that was the difference that Roe v. Wade made. It gave women the right to do with their bodies what they wanted to do, something they didn't have before. For 7 years, the religious right never said a word about abortions. They didn't really give a shit. Okay. And then in 1980, it became a political issue, and all of a sudden, it was just right. Okay, they were making us think about it. They weren't making us think about it until it became a political issue. So I understand what you're saying, but you have to understand what I'm saying. It gave women such religious freedom, such physical freedom for the first time ever in this country. Gave women control over their own bodies. For the first time, men weren't saying what they could do with their bodies. Although they still needed a note from their doctor to get birth control pills. Okay, I need a note. I need permission to control whether or not I can get pregnant. You know, that still goes on. So So it's, what can I say? We have no right to do this. Women should be able. We have no laws in this country that govern what a man can do with his body, can or cannot do with his body. But we do have laws that govern what a woman can or cannot do with hers, and that's wrong. It's just wrong. So that's my opinion, and it seems to be the opinion of the majority of people in this country. So why this Supreme Court would change it after 50 years is beyond me. Why they would have a different opinion at this point in time makes no sense. They only did this because they are religious right. Okay. Women did have those rights. State and local laws were already in place in many states. Only when Roe wanted to abort her fourth past the legal allowance in Texas did the law change to 22 weeks. I understand, except abortion wasn't legal in any state. Okay, back then. Okay, it wasn't legal anywhere in any state. No, it wasn't. Only if a woman's health was in danger, okay, was abortion legal. You couldn't get an abortion if you were raped. Only if a woman's health was in danger. I mean, you couldn't just go get an abortion just because you wanted one, like you could after Roe v. Wade. After Roe v. Wade, if you wanted an abortion, you could go get one. You couldn't do that before then. No doctor would perform one. Oh, I missed it. Happy 425. Yeah, 425. According to Stoney, you have a 5-minute grace period. So I come in under the wire. I mean, there were no abortion clinics. There were nothing like that. Okay. You just couldn't do it. That's why there were illegal abortions. Okay. All that talk about wire coat hangers and all that was true. So how's your weather been up there? Because we've had one hell of a heat wave. We've had August weather here. 90s and such. Today's the first rain we've had in weeks. But it's still going to be 88. So Stoney was around earlier. He said he's finally drying out. So as an informed Canadian, it is the tweet of the week issue. As the reading of the law is a wash like Occupy Wall Street, education is key. Okay. We are fluctuating between 40 plus and 15 plus Celsius. That's a pretty great range, isn't it? Yeah, we haven't been doing a lot of fluctuating. We've just been hot. It's just been hot, hot, hot. And today's the first break we've had. Like I say, not much of a break. It started out cool and rainy, but the rain has passed. Although there's supposed to be a second storm front coming through later. So, but it's supposed to get hot in between. So, we'll see. And then Monday, we're back up into the 90s again. This stuff is awful. God. I have to complain to Dog. He picked it up for me. Of course, I guess it's not his fault. He didn't grow it. I don't even feel like smoking any more of that. Unfortunately, I have a lot more of it. I guess I'll have to smoke it anyway. So I'll find some way to hide the taste or something. Maybe I'll just sprinkle the rest with keef or something. At least boost its quality, if not its taste. That's horrible stuff. I don't think I want to smoke anymore of it at all. Ugh, I got another cone pack too. I don't know. yeah, yeah, we probably should change the subject, huh? So, Supreme Court overturned another law, overturned a law, actually, not a decision. Overturned a law in New York on concealed carry, which at a time where we're having enough problems with guns in this country, pet sitting for my daughters, 2 cats, 2 dogs, a bird, and a school of fish. Well, that'll keep you busy. Cats and dogs get along, I take it. I see you separating them all the time. I take it they get along. It's pretty easy for cats and dogs to get along. A few scratches to the snout, and the dogs pretty much leave cats alone, you know. You know, my landlord lived next door to us when we were in this city, and he had cats, and I had a dog. And the dog used to chase the cats. One time the cat was on the stairs, and the dog chased the cat and ran past the cat up the stairs, and then had to get back down again. Well, he got scratched up quite a bit coming back down the stairs. And he didn't mess with the cats after that. So he kind of left them alone. So, yeah, dogs usually get the wrong end of that deal. So, yeah, that's quite a menagerie. Guns and mercy. Yeah, nothing will ever change. We just banned 40 plus guns in less than 24 hours after all the gun violence down south. Well, the Supreme Court overturned a law in New York that you had to have a reason for concealed carry. Well, now you don't have to. How crazy is that? And of course, this was Clarence Thomas's idea, another conservative on the Supreme Court, who said, well, that violates the 14th Amendment. That, you know, what about the average Joe who just feels he should be able to defend himself? He should have a right to bear arms. Well, guess what? They overturned it. They overturned New York state law. Some guy in upstate New York decided he wanted to conceal carry, and they shouldn't be allowed to tell him he can't. So they did it. They struck down a New York state law. They said you can't restrict who can carry. They apply for a carry permit, they have to be given one. So you keep educating yourself up there in Canada, and I'll keep telling you what they're doing down here. Oh, shit, I just spilled my drink all over me. Missed my mouth completely. Don't ask me how I did that. It's a new trick I learned. So, whether you think they can do it or not, they did it. So, New York tried to restrict concealed to carry, and the Fed said no. Or was this some rich guy who sued the state? Yeah, it was some guy in upstate New York. I can even give you his name if you like. Okay, and he sued he sued the state of New York. Went all the way to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said, "Yeah, you win." So now in the state of New York, you don't have to have a reason to conceal carry. Before you had to be like a private investigator or a guard or something like that to conceal carry. Well, now that's not the case. Or maybe a diamond dealer or, something like that. But that's not the case anymore. Now, an average guy can just apply for a concealed carry permit and get it. So long as you have a gun permit, you can get a concealed carry permit. So, yeah, the Supreme Court can do that. That time I hit my mouth. So I don't know if he was rich or not, but I guess he had enough money to take it all the way to the Supreme Court. Sounds like he was rich. So, and in these times, he's from one of the other justices wrote a dissenting opinion. Justice Breyer wrote a dissenting opinion that 45,222 Americans were killed by firearms in 2020, and that gun violence has surpassed motor vehicle crashes as a leading cause of death among children and adolescents. So he himself was denied the license and soon appealed as one would his right to due process. I see no problem here, and it did not change the law. Dude just won his appeal. No, it changed the law. New York had to stop restricting the issue of the permit. Yeah, more children killed by gun violence than by automobiles in this country, which was never the case before. And then we go and do this. So kind of stupid at a time when in Congress we're passing gun safety laws, we're going to now make it easier for people to conceal carry. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. You know, we're at one end, we're more trying to be more restrictive, and at the other end, we're making it less restrictive. So, this country is being pulled in more directions than you can count without your fingers getting sore on every issue there is. Okay. Restrict or change how the permit is issued. Big difference. Well, it's a big difference if you got people who you don't know are mentally stable or not concealing a gun. Okay. Because right now these red flag laws that they're talking about haven't gone into effect yet. Are you familiar with those? It's what they're trying to pass in Congress. It's about keeping guns out of the hands of people who are mentally unstable. Yeah, they are. They're killing it. They're killing us. I mean, some of these states that plan on banning abortion, even planning on abortion, are even talking about if a woman's health is threatened, not aborting the fetus. Okay. So if your wife is about to die on the operating table, but your child is going to live, they're not going to abort that child to save your wife's life. Okay. Getting back to that subject. But yeah, the Supreme Court is totally fucked up right now because of Trump. Remember when all you had to worry about was if the Supreme Judge elect? Well, another reason why he shouldn't be there. Okay. Or Alito, or Glasu, whose names escape me right now. That Catholic broad they put on there, and that weepy ass dude that used to molest women in college. Lied about that. Got covered up by the FBI because Trump said so. You know what I'm talking about. The one they brought on before the chick. I can't think of his name. That slimy dude was sweating all the time. I don't know what his name is. He sweats all the time. Every time they show him, he's sweating. I can't remember his name. But he lied too. He lied about Roe v. Wade. He said he wouldn't vote it down. And he did. See, but that's another thing. They disgraced that poor woman, that Thomas woman, accusations she was him. They disgraced her. Poor thing. Trump was the best thing that happened to the political dichotomy ever. Showed the world what a joke Your political system is, and you learn nothing. Our political system isn't a joke. Trump was a joke. Don't come down on our political system. You have no right to do that. You don't live here. We have a right to come down on our political system. You don't. There's nothing wrong with our political system. It's an experiment in a representative democracy. And if it were run the way it was designed, it would work just fine. People have taken it over that should not be in power. Okay? That's the problem. No, this isn't how it's supposed to work. Okay? It's supposed to be a government of the people and by the people and for the people. And that's where the problem is. Okay? The government isn't working for the people. No, electing Trump proved that we're not working for the people. Okay? Because he tried to turn this into an autocracy. Okay? And his not leaving office when he was supposed to proved that. That riot at the Capitol proved that. He incited that riot. Okay? His refusing to leave when he was supposed to. And his continuing to say that this election was a fraud and that he actually won. Okay? His continuing to say that proves that conclusively. His continuing to disrupt our democracy, okay, and his people continuing to say that, who are still in government, okay, that's where the problem lies. Okay, our government isn't a hypocrisy. These people are ruining it, okay, by doing what they're doing. If our system worked for the people the way it's supposed to, the way it did in the past, if these corporations hadn't sent all the jobs overseas, if people in this country still made things, if we still produced things here, okay, if we hadn't turned into a corporation, okay, or a country run by corporations, we wouldn't have this problem. Okay. That's the problem. We elected a corporation. And that's where we ran into a problem. This guy ran the company like a corporation. He ran this company for the he ran the country for the corporations. Now the rest of the world laughed at him. Okay. And if the Republicans wouldn't stand in the way of Biden, we could progress. We have a Senate that does nothing but stand in the way of our progress. Because they represent the corporations. The Republican Party represents the corporations in this country, and they're standing in the way of our governmental progress, of our helping the people, of housing the homeless. I understand that. We are a United States. Okay. I know we're incorporated. No, no, a lame duck president. You don't even know what the definition of a lame duck president is, obviously. The definition of a lame duck president before you call Biden a lame duck president. You don't know the definition of lame duck president. No, it's not a figure of speech. It has a definition. A lame duck president is a president who can't be elected. One that's already served 2 terms. Well, you're using it as a figure of speech. Okay. Well, Trump can't be elected. And after what the Supreme Court did yesterday, I find it hard to believe a Republican can be elected. Women in this country are going to go out in force against the Republican Party. You watch. In November, women are going to go out in force against the Republican Party. Because their platform is going to be all about abortion. Democratic Party is going to go out and do nothing but push this. Not just uneducated women, educated women. Don't you think there are a lot of educated women out there who are going to say that there are times in their life where they don't want to be pregnant, where it would be inconvenient? That thought goes through their minds all the time. Okay? It's not just about uneducated women. It's about all women in this country. Who do you think was at the White House yesterday, or at the courthouse yesterday, protesting? Those weren't uneducated women. Who could afford to go to Washington, D.C.? Who could skip work for a day and go to Washington, D.C. and protest? Those were mostly college students. Who could afford to go to college? Oh, bullshit. Hippies. Oh, that's who was there? Hippies? There aren't any hippies anymore. Those are college students and grown women and pregnant women. There were pregnant women there. Okay. And don't be putting down hippies. I was a hippie. I had long hair. I've been smoking weed for over 50 years. Don't give me no shit about hippies. Hippies were cool people. There's nothing wrong with peace and love and understanding. You know? Nothing funny about that. You know? What was wrong with the hippie philosophy? Nothing I could see. You know? Just no war, peace, love, happiness, living together and just in harmony. You know, think about Woodstock. 3 days of peace and love. Nobody got hurt. Nothing bad happened. Even the cops had a good time. So, I mean, it can happen, you know. If you can do it for 3 days, you can do it for 4. Oh, millennials. Okay. Well, you know, I like the hippie philosophy. I mean, you know, John Lennon's Imagine, you know, that's the world we ought to be living in. You know, no religion too, you know, cause more wars and deaths than anything else. You know, you can have faith, just don't need religion. You can have faith in whatever you want, just don't need to organize it. You know, worship a ham sandwich or something, whatever. Just don't tell anybody else. You know, keep your faith inside you and keep it a secret. You know, you start sharing it with other people, then you form groups. Pretty soon you're giving your money to somebody. That's not a good idea. You know, then you start thinking differently than other people. And then you start fighting about what you're thinking. Okay, my friend, I have to go. I love you. Thank you for the conversation. Well, take care. It was nice talking to you. See you next time. So, what's it going on? 6 o'clock? Yeah, I think I'm going to wrap things up. Maybe have a bite to eat. Play with doggies. Watch some tube. So remember, folks, there's nothing funny about peace, love, and understanding. And tune in Tuesday. I don't know who I'll be featuring, but I'll pick somebody out. Always do. So take care and have a good life. Bye now.